So hi everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we have another amazing episode and we'll be talking about another skin condition that most of us are suffering from, yeah? So last episode we talked about sea moss and we checked on advantages of sea moss and where you can find products that are really produced using sea moss. So today I'm joined with a very interesting guest, and I know most of you, maybe you know her, and I want her to be able to take us through a skin condition that most of you have been asking about, and we want to know the treatment. So how are you, Madam Hope?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you for having me back. It's always interesting to be with you, Bernadette, and to have these amazing conversations. So you mentioned that most of the problems that our clients are asking about out there is a condition called melasma, and that's what we want to talk about today. So for the viewers out there, we've had you, and now we are going to demystify the myth about melasma, and we're going to have all the information that you need today.
So interesting. So most of you have been asking us on our platform about different skin condition, and that is why Madam Hope want to speak about it. And tell me, what is this melasma?
Well, melasma is a skin condition that is characterized by dark patches. Most of the times you find the dark patches are maybe beneath the eye. Some women will find they'll have it on their forehead, others on the neck, and it is characterized by darker patches than the normal skin. And you'll find that sometimes it appears after pregnancy or when somebody is pregnant, but it can also appear to anyone, especially those with very light skin.
So Hope, what causes this condition?
Basically, this condition is caused by a number of reasons. One of them being hormonal imbalances, and that's why you find for pregnant women there's a spike in the hormonal levels. So you find that pregnant women are prone to having this condition called melasma. Another reason is use of contraceptives, because women who use contraceptives, and these contraceptives also contribute to the influx of the hormones. So overuse or prolonged use of contraceptives can also contribute to melasma, and also exposure to UV lights. For example, being exposed under the sun for a prolonged period of time. Sometimes even LED lights, they can also contribute to this condition called melasma.
Okay. So how would maybe a client tell that this condition, she is suffering from this condition?
Well, a client will notice dark patches. They could be freckles, they could be just dark patches on the skin. It could be on the forehead, it could be on beneath the eyes, it could be on the neck, but basically it affects the face mostly. So it's not painful, but these dark patches, and as women, we always want to have even skin. So condition like that can really affect a woman.
Okay. So educative. But then we have so many people who are asking the conditions of their face, and they are suffering from different conditions, which you are telling us, and we would really want to know, how can we really treat it? Is there a method that we can use to treat it?
Well, I'm glad to know that the viewers out there want to know about good skincare management and routines. And like we promised on the previous show, we're going to tackle one problem after another. So today we're going to talk about melasma, so that next time we can tackle another problem, because we can't handle them both. So for those who are suffering from melasma, you don't have to worry. There are many treatments that can help reduce this problem. But one has to be very patient because it's not instant. So basically we are looking at treating that particular place where the skin is darkened. And one way is to use topical creams. But these topical creams, one has to be prescribed by a dermatologist. So we do not advocate for over-the-counter topical creams, because some of them have ingredients that can really affect us normal skin. So that is one treatment, topical creams. Another treatment that one can advocate for is something we call chemical peels. This is quite expensive. It can be quite expensive procedure, and it can also harm the normal skin. But for our viewers out there, I would advocate more for preventive measures. We prevent the problem rather than exposing our skin. So that's now we go to treating it. So I'll go more on preventive rather than treating the condition.
Okay. That information is very educative, and now we already know which are the ways that you can really treat it if you are suffering from the condition. And again, Hope is telling us we have to look for ways to be able to prevent ourselves from maybe getting the condition.
Sure.
So Hope, most of us, mostly, let me talk about myself, we always don't have patience when it comes to patience, because I've heard you talk about patience. When you're suffering from this condition, you have to have patience as you go the way that you have really told us about how to treat it. So you have told us that we have to prevent it, right?
Yes.
So which are these measures that you're supposed to take when you're preventing it?
Well, Bernadette and the viewers out there, you have to invest in your skin. Yeah, great skin requires investment. So patience plus what you're going to talk about definitely will lead to great skin. So one way is, there's something very, very common we talk about mostly all the time, but I'm sure even me and you have forgotten from time to time, and this is about sunscreen. Well, we mentioned that melasma can be caused or aggravated by exposure to the sun rays. So never go out there without using your sunscreen. Most of us think that you can only use sunscreen when you're exposed to the sun, but you can also use sunscreen indoors because the rays are everywhere. We've talked about LED rays, so it's not only the sun rays, but even LED rays. When you are using your computer, before your TV, all these are rays that you're exposed to. So use of sunscreen is one thing that I can really, really advocate for, whether you are going out or not. When you are under extreme exposure sunlight, also it's good to use a hat, so that now you combine both the benefits of the sunscreen and also using the hats. The other thing that we can talk about is the use of contraceptives. This is a personal choice for women, but maybe they can talk to their doctors to know what is the right product to use, because we mentioned that prolonged use of some of the contraceptives can affect or can cause the melasma. So the other thing is great skincare routine. Hydrate. Make sure that you use a moisturizer. Make sure you don't sleep with makeup. As women, sometimes you're just so tired. So never sleep in your makeup. Always moisturize your skin. Never go out without using sunscreen and the normal skincare routines. If you notice, for example, you have a problem with the eyes, we have eye creams. If you notice you have a problem with a particular area of the skin, we have a variety of products that are available. So our viewers out there, you don't need to suffer. There are solutions that are available.
That was very informative, and I know most of our viewers have really gotten something on how to treat it, and if you don't have it, how to prevent it. So I know most of them may be having maybe a personal question. They really want to know more about it, and they're suffering from different conditions. Where can they find you?
Well, for our viewers out there, you don't need to suffer. I know our conversation here has been very brief, but you might have more questions. So you can reach me you can send me an email at wnyKAH@gmail. We'll send it we'll pin it in the description below, winka@gmail.com. You can also DM me on my social media handles, Kawani_Hope on Instagram or Kawani Hope on Facebook. And I'll also share my telephone number. So don't suffer in silence, reach us out. We can be able to offer help. And like we promised Bernadette, we know our viewers have a lot of questions. So we're going to tackle one skincare condition at a time. So today we talked about melasma. So stay tuned. You never know which other problem we'll be talking about next.
That was a very amazing episode that we had today. And watch out for our third episode, which will be talking more of skin condition like Hope have talked about. And I want to urge you, like, subscribe, share, and also visit our social media platforms. Ask any question you want, or maybe tell us what you want us to talk about. Till next time, bye-bye.
Bye.